Hello, and welcome to the Let's Talk Football channel. Today, we've got our latest episode of the Premier League show. But just before we get into anything, I'm going to let Ethan go through exactly what we're going to be talking about today.
Right, in the Prem show, we're going to be reviewing the Saturday's games of the Premier League. Then we're going to move on to the Sunday's games and give score predictions for that. And then we're going to be going on to the recent transfer rumours. And then we've got a debate question. Will Jose Mourinho be successful at AS Roma?
Yeah, so it should be a good one. But we'll start off with reviewing Saturday's games then, the games that took place today as of recording anyway. So firstly then, looking at Leeds, who are at home against Tottenham, and Leeds got a 3-1 win against Tottenham. Now, I know you were sort of digging into Tottenham's defensive display just before we started this, but I'll let you go into what you thought about that game.
Well, to be fair, Tottenham defensively were just shocking, to be fair. I think it was the first goal where Dallas scored a tap-in. I mean, wasn't a tap-in because it was from an odd angle, but near enough a tap-in. Eredivisie just trying to clear it, but it goes towards the goal. And Lloris makes a really good save, to be fair, to parry it away, but Dallas is there to get the goal. Other than that, I think the Tottenham goal, however, was a really good goal. It was set up by Dele Alli, aka Hullet, because of his hair now. No, I think Leeds had a really good performance, but it could have gone either way because the offside call for Harry Kane was ridiculous. It was literally like an inch offside.
Yeah.
Like, ridiculous call, to be fair. Good win for the Leeds, and I think Ryan Mason said after the game, like, they need to be more clinical, Tottenham. And chances, because I'm pretty sure he said he's pretty sure that Kane hit the post, Son had a good chance, and I think they just need to be more clinical. And top four is looking like it's going to be over for Tottenham.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I saw this afternoon that I saw something about Ryan Mason not looking into having the Tottenham job full time too much, and I think, to be honest, mate, you probably shouldn't, because not because I'm saying that I think Ryan Mason's really bad, but I just think Tottenham are in like a position right now that they need somebody who knows what they're doing to take over there as manager, and because they're just slipping away, and we've seen how easy it is to just keep slipping. Because the biggest rivals have done it. So, but I'd say, disappointing loss today, really, because obviously Leeds have done well this season, but ultimately Tottenham, they should never really be getting outclassed by Leeds, really. But, fair play to Leeds, though. They got the goals, kept Tottenham out, so that it wasn't too close in the end, and fair play to them. Another good win for them on top of a really impressive season for them. So, fair play. So moving on then, we had Sheffield United at home against Crystal Palace, and Crystal Palace got a 2-0 win. What did you think of that, Ethan?
To be fair though, I didn't watch this game because I think there's more interesting games going on around the leagues. But good 2-0 win against Crystal Palace. Obviously, they'll be surviving this season. Goals from Benteke and Eze. Eze, he's got great potential, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Probably deserves to be a better club, to be honest.
Yeah, really.
But, Benteke getting a goal, which is interesting because Benteke's been awful.
Yeah.
Front of goal.
Yeah.
So, Sheffield United, we'll see in the Championship next season. That's all I can say about that, really.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, for me, it's just one of those fixtures where it's just like Sheffield United, a poor team, and then Crystal Palace, who play a very boring style of football. So I just I didn't watch this game either, because yeah, like you say, there's other games on, and I just knew there wasn't going to be much going on in this game. And to be honest, I think, yeah, fair enough to Palace got the win, but Sheffield United, all I could say really about you guys, you're already down anyway. I wouldn't really worry too much about the results you get in the Prem now, because it doesn't really matter, to be honest. I know people say go down fighting in that, and that is good, but ultimately he's still going down either way now. So I just like, I wouldn't worry about it. If you get any losses now to the end of the season, just worry about what your team does in the transfer window in the summer, really. But I'd say, in terms of Crystal Palace, oh please, just get a new manager, please, in the summer, because
Yeah, they do need
Roy
to.
Hodgson just makes it so boring to watch. Oh my days. He's just so, I know they've not got relegated or anything, but like at the same time, they just literally the way they play is just, it's just poor. Like it's, yeah, I'd get somebody else personally, change it up. But yeah, fair enough to Palace. It's another 3 points on the board, which is going to, which just shows really, that they were never really in that relegation battle, because they can get the points when they need them, really, to keep the pressure off. But yeah, fair enough. So moving on then to what is, I know obviously there's Liverpool Southampton that's taking place right now, but realistically, Man City Chelsea, it's a 5:30 kickoff. This is really the biggest game of the weekend, and
Yes.
City at home at the Etihad, coming up against Tuchel. Now, this was always going to be an interesting game, because obviously these two will be playing each other in the Champions League final, so it might have given a little bit of an idea maybe of how close it could be and stuff. And obviously there will be a lot of happy Chelsea fans, because Chelsea got a 2-1 win over Man City, with Aguero missing a penalty. But I'm going to let you talk about what you thought about the game, Ethan.
I mean, to be fair, the penalty was just stupid. I don't know what Aguero's doing. I mean, good goalkeeping, to be fair, to actually not go diving straight away and get mugged off.
Yeah.
Yeah, really good instincts from Edouard Mendy, so fair play to Edouard Mendy. But Aguero could have secured the win for Man City, because they would have been 2-0 up, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And they would have won the title today, but it seems like they're going on a slippy road right now against Chelsea. And like he said about the Champions League, it's going to be really interesting now, because everyone's saying, "Oh, Man City are going to win."
Yeah.
And I've said in the European podcast that don't be surprised if Chelsea win in that UCL, and they've won today.
Yeah.
Again,
Yeah.
could it?
I mean, I'll be honest, this win could really change things up for City now in that Champions League final, because it's just going to knock them of confidence. Let's not forget, Tuchel's done the double over Guardiola. This has not just happened once, this has happened twice now. So realistically, it's going to have Guardiola sort of baffled, almost questioning himself of what he needs to do to actually beat Thomas Tuchel on this Chelsea side. For Chelsea, though, it's an unbelievable win. They deserved it as well, to be honest. They were the better team, especially in the second half. They were constantly pressing. I mean, how many goals did they have today that were offside, by the way? There's 3 goals that they had today that were offside. So Chelsea were always knocking on the door. Timo Werner, mate, two of the 3 goals were because of you being offside. You need work on your positioning, you do, lad. Because I tell you, he just drops too far back and then never moves back into line, man. He's dead bad for it. You need to work on that, Werner, mate.
And it's not like he's a slow player either. He's really quick.
Yeah, he's quick, yeah. So it's just, yeah. But yeah, fair play to Chelsea though. A good win, good performance. They got the win late on. But yeah, absolutely deserved. And well, I do have to touch on it really. Aguero, what are you doing, mate? Like, what are you doing? You've got a penalty, could put City 2-0 up, and you dink it in the middle like that. Like, where is your head at, man? Your head's not in the game, mate. I don't. He doesn't even try and do it in like a way where you wouldn't think he's going down the middle. Like, you can sort of see it. You can see that he's going to dink it. How he runs up.
Yeah.
Unfortunate for Aguero, really, because he's going at the end of this season. That could have been a nice little moment for him, but yeah, we'll see. But yeah, that definitely turned things for Man City. But
Chelsea capitalised on a poor Leicester performance as well.
Yeah.
Since chasing the top four.
Well, exactly, yeah. I was going to mention
really
that.
Good result for Chelsea, to be fair, in the top four races.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So then, obviously, the next game after that would be Liverpool-Southampton. That's getting played right now as I'm speaking. So I'll just quickly say what the score is right now. We won't talk about what that would mean if the score stays the same because it's so early on, really. You know, because it's like 16 minutes in now and it's currently 0-0, as expected, really. But I thought I'd just add it in there as little goal updates. I will say, don't worry though, guys, because as the podcast goes on, like at the end of the podcast, I'll make sure to go back to the score so then we can see what it's looking at, how many minutes are left, and maybe go from there. But we'll carry on and we'll go on to Sunday's games then and our score predictions for those games. Starting off with a game that is 12 o'clock kickoff on Sunday. Wolves at home against Brighton. What do you think the score will be for this one then?
I mean, Brighton have always been a really attacking team. Wolves have been poor this season. But I think Brighton will come away with a win, and I think it'll be 2-1 to Brighton.
Okay, fair enough. For me, I'm not going to lie. This is probably a game I won't be watching. I just think because Wolves have sloped off massively this season, Brighton can struggle to score goals at times. So, I mean, but I'd say Brighton, I think they're going to get the win in this one. I think they've got like a solid core to them. I think with some of the players they've got, but mainly because I think they've got a really reliable manager in Graham Potter. And I think they're going to get the win. I'm going to go 3-1 Brighton. So moving on then. This again, man. Every time. At 2:05 tomorrow. Why? I don't know why they have this obsession of like it has to be 5 minutes. What's that about? Premier League need to speak to the Let's Talk Football podcast about that because I'm genuinely fascinated. What's the thing about the 5 minutes? Anyway, 2:05 tomorrow. Aston Villa at home at Villa Park. Could it be the Champions League final venue? Who knows? But at home anyway tomorrow, Aston Villa face Man United. Obviously, United, if they've got any chance of still winning the Premier League, they need to win all 5 of their remaining games. But your score for this one?
I mean, I think back off the going into the Europa League final, I think United will feel a bit confident against Aston Villa. I reckon Edison Cavani will score a goal because he's been in firing form. I'm going to give United away win since they've been really good away this season. I think they're unbeaten away, aren't they? Except from the Roma game.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So I'm going to say a 2-0 win for Man United.
Okay then. I mean, for me, I agree in the sense that I think United are going to get an away win here. Score though, I'm gonna say this is going to be a game that's going to provide more than we expected. I'm going to say 4-2 United win for this one. But yeah, moving on then. 4:30 kickoff tomorrow. Probably I would argue, the best game of Sunday, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, West Ham at home, obviously trying to chase for that top 4. West Ham at home against Everton. What do you think the score will be for this one, Ethan?
I mean, both very good sides. I think Everton have underperformed this season.
Yeah.
Like in the late stages of the season because of injuries as such to key players. And I think West Ham are going to be buzzing for this because Leicester have lost, obviously, and they can capitalise on that again, try and get to the top 4, maybe get a Champions League spot or a Europa League spot.
Mm-hmm.
I think they will win since they're at home.
Yeah.
I'm going to say a 2-1 win for West Ham.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, for this one, for me, I think it could go... I wouldn't say it could go either way, but Everton, against bigger teams or teams that are in good form, tend to put up a decent fight. However,
yeah,
I believe that West Ham are going to go all out after seeing Chelsea win Man City, and I think West Ham are going to pump Everton's back line, and they're going to get a 3-0 win, I'm going to say. West Ham. Be a very nice day for them if they do get that, to be fair. But moving on then, 7 o'clock kickoff. Arsenal at home at the Emirates against West Brom. You've got to say, 2 sides of similar quality. Oh, no, yeah, I'm only joking, Arsenal fans, don't worry. No, but seriously though, for you, Ethan, do you think this could be a close game? Or...
I mean, I think Arsenal are going to dominate, but I think since the recent performances, like at the game against Villarreal, I think they were lacking confidence to actually score.
Yeah.
And I think West Brom are going to hold on to a 1-0 win.
Wow, okay, yeah, fair enough.
Because the Sam Allardyce way, that's why.
Oh, gosh.
Sitting back.
Oh... Fair enough. For me, I'm going to say that the game will end as a 1-1 draw. Arsenal taking an early lead, and West Brom will clinch a goal in the last 20, I'm going to say. So I'm going to go with a 1-1 in that one. Then. So we will move on then, and I think next... it is transfer rumours, yes. So, I've just got a few here. We'll start off with this. Now, usually I wouldn't touch on these ones with being a Premier League show, so I usually try and talk about just ones involving the Premier League. But I thought we'd have to, because obviously if there's anybody watching this who also watched the European pod, then you might remember that Ethan said that probably the best thing for Neymar is to get a move away from PSG. And literally the next day, after Ethan said that, piece of advice for Neymar, it came out, PSG put it on their Twitter, making it official, that Neymar has signed a new contract with PSG, keeping him there until 2025. So all I wanted to do for this one, right, is just for PSG, but also for Neymar. So for PSG, quality of keeping Neymar there until 2025 out of 10, but then also the quality out of 10 for Neymar himself staying there.
So for PSG, the quality, I'll go with first.
Yeah.
I mean, Neymar's obviously, we've all seen he's a fantastic player with all his skills and all that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna give it a 9. He's just a really good player, and it's really good from PSG to keep him.
Yeah.
And Pochettino to build around Neymar and Mbappe, try and build around them, but obviously Mbappe's leaving, wants to leave.
Yeah.
But for Neymar, I'd say it's a 6 because they dominate the league on, but if he wants to win that Champions League, and I think he needs to move somewhere else, like a big club, like Man City or Bayern Munich or something like that. I won't say any other teams because, but I think with Neymar, it's strange because like I said, I thought he would have moved away this summer. Well, tried to, or in January or something. But he's decided to stay, so fair enough.
Yeah.
He's that contract's got a lot of money. That's all I can say. That contract's got a lot of money.
Yeah, definitely, it definitely has
a lot of money.
Yeah. To be fair, looking at it for me, let's just put this here, right? With only a few games to go, we're talking about a PSG side that aren't even top of the table in the League One right now.
Yeah.
This is a PSG side that look like they're not going to win the League One this season, with Lille being top of the table, 4 points ahead of PSG. PSG could slip the League One this season, which will be the first time they've done that in a while. But obviously, generally, you'd expect them next season though to go and win the League One again, keep winning it, 20-point gap or something. So for me, that doesn't matter too much. But I just thought I'd put that in there. In terms of quality for PSG, it's pretty good, really. Neymar is obviously a quality player. Got very good ability. Got some flair, brings some entertainment. So for quality, I give it an 8. But then for quality for Neymar himself, he's just signed a deal with a club till 2025 that can't win the Champions League, even with Mbappe, and Mbappe's going to be leaving. So I don't really know where PSG are going. That's the issue for me. You can only hope that Pochettino's going to provide something for him, do some good business, really. But I think for Neymar himself, it's probably like a 5. It's not like the worst thing you could do, definitely not. But it's still not of much quality, just with the direction that PSG are going in right now, not being able to get over the edge in the Champions League, and then also going to be losing Mbappe. But we'll see what happens. But then we'll move on then to some actual transfer rumours. Starting off, I thought this was quite interesting. Now, we'll ignore one of these 3 players because we already spoke about it, but we'll definitely look at the other 2. But basically, it's come out this morning that Thomas Tuchel has reportedly added Mohamed Salah to his 3-man transfer shortlist. His 3 men on his shortlist for this summer to try and get is Mohamed Salah, Romelu Lukaku and Erling Haaland. Now, the Haaland one, we have spoke about Chelsea and Haaland before, so we are going to leave that one because we have put our opinions on that before. But Romelu Lukaku and Mohamed Salah, new names linked to Chelsea there. So we'll start off with Lukaku, I'd say. We'll start off with Lukaku. And for you, Ethan, likelihood and the quality of this signing. If it did happen.
For Mo Salah?
For Romelu Lukaku, we'll start with, I'll say.
Okay. Well, for Lukaku's been in superb form in the Serie A. They've won the league into Milan, haven't they? I'm pretty sure.
They've won it with...
So, he's won a title there. He's playing brilliantly, scoring loads and loads of goals like we all know he can do.
Yeah.
For Chelsea, this would be a really, really good signing. Bringing him back to Stamford Bridge. Obviously, because he was there in his younger days.
Yeah.
I'd say for the quality of the signing, it'll be, I'd say a 9. Really good striker.
Enough, yeah.
I mean, that's the only position that they really need to sign, because they can't. They need in that Real Madrid game, they couldn't finish chances off and made the game tighter.
Werner. Yeah.
Mate, he plays on the left.
Yeah. Well, he played up front today and scored 2 offside goals, so.
Yeah, he's offside.
Yeah, he's offside. He should be onside.
Exactly. So,
yeah. So come on,
for quality, I'd say a 9. But for likelihood, I'd say it's. I'll give it a 6. It's not the most unlikeliest transfer.
Yeah.
Because he'd be guaranteed first team football, obviously.
Yeah.
And since he's been in great form, Chelsea really need a striker, because they haven't got a proper striker.
Yeah.
Like up front, because they're using Havertz.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, he's been playing decent, but he isn't scoring.
Yeah.
That man. So they need that goal threat, and I think Chelsea would look dangerous and really, really hard to win against if Lukaku was there.
Definitely, yeah. Yeah, I mean, for me, I'd say with likelihood, I'd say you got to look at it and see the fact that obviously Lukaku's won the Serie A, so he's got a league title. Now, Chelsea make top 4, they're going to be in the Champions League. Obviously, they're going into the Champions League final, so they've shown that they can get far in the Champions League. For me, Lukaku, he's going to be thinking, look, I've just won a league title, but do we do anything in Europe? No, we don't really. Because Inter Milan don't, to be honest. They are a good side, but they do struggle more when it comes to Europe, European football. So if I've got somebody like Chelsea knocking on the door, Lukaku might be thinking, look, I've got my league title here. I've bagged a load of goals here. I've proved myself again. Let's go back to the big league and let's see what we can do with Chelsea. They've built up some good momentum. Let's see if we can do something in Europe and obviously in the league too, because we've seen that Chelsea can beat the best. So, yeah. So for me, likelihood, I give it a solid 7, to be honest. And then for quality for Chelsea, I think it'd be a really good signing. Like you said, it was exactly what I was going to say when I saw this. Chelsea do need that finisher up top that they are missing right now, because obviously you said before, you said yourself, and I've seen it, obviously Chelsea have been trying to play Havertz up top a fair amount of the time, but Havertz isn't really a striker. He's not really a finisher, to be honest with you. But as well as that, you've got Werner, who was meant to be the main man and has struggled this season. And it might be good for Werner to have a goal scorer with him who can, if Lukaku's up top with Werner, say, for example, and Lukaku bags in a couple of goals, then that could actually help Werner as well, because it takes the pressure off Werner when he's through on goal. So it wouldn't be a bad thing. I think it'd be very good for Chelsea. Get a goal scorer there. Might help Werner out as well, to be fair. So quality-wise, I'd give it an 8. That'd be a really solid signing for Chelsea. But moving on then, another one to do with Chelsea. And this one is Chelsea are another striker here. So this is interesting. Chelsea are lining up a bid for Bayern Munich star Robert Lewandowski as they hunt for a new centre-forward. But they have learned they will have to fork out a significant fee to sign him, according to reports. So, I mean, this is a big one. But for you, quality and likelihood of this?
I'll go quality. Robert Lewandowski, he's a goal machine. Probably, arguably, one of the best strikers, or the best striker in the world. I'd say like centre forward striker. And yeah, obviously they're going to fork out a significant fee because he's going to be so expensive.
Yeah.
And I mean, it'd be a 10 because right position, he's proved himself to be one of the best, and he's won everything really for Bayern Munich. Well, possible. So I'd say a 10 really because he's best striker in the world right now, arguably. Yeah. Likelihood, I'm going to give it a bit lower than Lukaku since he is a really big name in football.
Yeah.
But he's bigger than Lukaku.
Yeah.
I'm going to say 4 though. It could happen because look, Lewandowski might want a new challenge, and it'll be the right time to go somewhere like a Chelsea side who need a striker. And who knows, they could have won the Champions League.
Yeah.
As well. So I'm gonna, for the likelihood, I'll give it a 4. But if Chelsea pull it off, brilliant.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, looking at it for me, I'd say I'll start off with likelihood. I'll say in terms of likelihood, I think the issue is there's a couple of things. Like you said, one is that he's such a big name, arguably the best striker in football right now. But also, his age comes in as a factor. Obviously, he is still producing quality at an older age for a footballer anyway. But I don't see why Tuchel, right, if he's got a lot of money this summer, I don't see why he'd go with a player who is of that age when he could go for something younger with maybe not the same amount of talent, but still a good enough level of quality. So for me, for likelihood, I just don't see it happening. To be honest, I'm gonna give it a 4. I just don't see it happening really. I'm not gonna put it any lower because Roman Abramovich will spend money when he wants to. So if they were proper going for it and they chucked a load of money at it, then it could happen, of course. But I'd say I'll give it a 4. For quality, I'd say if they got Lewandowski, his age comes into a bit, but even if Lewandowski's only got a season or 2 left in him, which I think he's got probably more than that, to be honest, but even if he's only got a season or 2 left in him, the amount of goals he'd get you, and that's at that amount of time, it'd be worth it, to be honest. And it'd be
You'd at least get your 25 plus, at least.
Yeah, I mean, look at him getting 40 goals every season right now. He's done that again this season. So for me, I'd say they'd be proper quality. I mean, like we say, arguably the best striker in the world. So out of respect, I'd have to give a 10, to be honest, for that. But moving on then, we've got this here, which is quite interesting. Man City, Man United and Barcelona have requested to buy Napoli defender Koulibaly, according to The Sun. This is one of the latest transfers that's come out today. So the first question I have, before we get on to likelihood or anything, and I will involve Barcelona in this question, because the question I put to you, Ethan, is, who do you think would be most likely out of those 3 clubs to get Koulibaly?
Well, I think Barcelona will be at the bottom because of debt and all that.
Yeah.
They've got a huge debt bill to pay. So out of Man United and Man City, I mean, he could go to either club, to be fair, because of his quality. But if we're saying who'd he likely to go more, I think he'd want to go to Man City because the title winners and the winning. They could have won the Champions League. Yep. And he wants to play in the Champions League.
Yeah.
Napoli, they don't get far in the Champions League.
No.
So, and I think he wants to step up since of his age and everything. He wants to prove his quality because I'm pretty sure he's like 30.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
So I think he'd rather go Man City than Man United though, since of the step up in class between the teams.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Man United aren't a bad team, It's just that Man City have proven that they've got so much good quality, and I'm pretty sure every Man City player would get in the Man United team.
Yeah, really. Yeah, I get your point. So we'll start off with, since it's the first team on this rumour, we'll start off with Man City then. Quality and likelihood of this signing for Man City.
With the quality, I think it's going to be the same for every team.
Right. Okay.
So I'm gonna say an 8 for all of them because he's a really good defender. His age comes into a factor, but come on, he's a really good defender. He's been like this for like several years now, so you can trust him, and he wants to prove that because he wants to leave. I'm pretty sure, but I'm pretty sure Napoli don't want him to leave because he's this big player. So, I mean, for the likelihood for Man City, I'd say it's a 6. I won't give it higher because we've had this rumour of Koulibaly moving to a club every single window, pretty much.
Yeah.
I'll go on to Man United. Obviously, I'll give it a quality of an 8.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I won't. I'll give it a 9 for Man United because they need another centre back.
Yeah.
So quality for United, 9. Then likelihood, I'll give it a 5 because I think United won't want to rely on a 30-year-old in their team. That's my understanding because they don't usually go for older players.
Yeah.
But I think they should in this case. But I think it's personal terms anyway. I think you'd want to go to Man City more than Man United.
Yeah.
Then Barcelona, I'll give it a 9 again because I think Piqué's in the pecking order to get him retiring soon.
Yeah, definitely with his age.
So you need a replacement, but I don't think it'd be the right option to go from Koulibaly since his age. If you want a replacement,
yeah.
But I'll give it a 9.
Yeah.
Then likelihood, I'll give it a 3 because of the debt and everything, and I don't think Barcelona wanting to get a new centre back as much.
No.
Going for more attacking players.
Yeah.
So that's my view on that.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. I mean, for me, starting off with Man City, quality, I think it's very solid. I think an 8. I mean, imagine Ruben Diaz and Koulibaly. That'd be unbelievable, really. Ruben Diaz, of course, has just got Man City's sponsor, Man City's match sponsor. They have given their player of the season for Man City, and they've given it to Ruben Diaz. I know they announced that earlier on today. So, that just shows Ruben Diaz's quality. But if he's then got Koulibaly next to him, that could be unbelievable for City. So I'll give it an 8 for quality. Likelihood, personally, I don't think City would go there. Koulibaly is quality, but I don't think City will go there just because he is slightly older and would still cost an alright amount of money.
Yeah.
And I think City are making such good progress now. They'd almost look at Koulibaly and disregard him a little bit because of the levels they're getting to. So I'm going to say likelihood, I'm going to give it a 4. But then Man United, quality, I think a 9 because they need a centre-back more like you were saying. So I'd give that a 9 for quality. I think that'd be brilliant for United, really help them out and help them potentially push City a little bit more for a title challenge maybe next season. So quality 9. Likelihood, don't think it would happen. To be honest, I don't think Man United would look at Koulibaly. Even though I think it would be a decent signing for him, I just don't think they'd look there. This is the first time I've seen a link. But, well, actually, no, I can remember seeing it in the one before, transfer window before, but I don't think there's much to it. Yeah, for whatever reason, I don't feel like that would happen. I feel like Napoli would try and get decent as much money as they can out of it, which is something United don't like doing. They don't like spending a lot of money on one player. They try and
No.
spread it out. So I'm going to say likelihood, a bit more than City's though. I'll say a 6. Barcelona, quality 9, like you were saying, because of players like PK and stuff getting older. If you actually look at Barcelona's squad in general, they could actually be in a lot of trouble in the future because their squad is aging like crazy now. So I'd say quality 9, likelihood, like you say, and all the debt and all those issues, I think would stop them really. So likelihood, I'll give it a 3, to be honest, the lowest out of all of them. This is the final transfer rumour though that we're going to go on to. This is to do with Arsenal. It's Arsenal are reportedly interested in signing Ajax goalkeeper Andre Onana, right, who was banned from all football until February after failing a drugs test. So, yeah, obviously a lot going on with Andre Onana, to be honest, at the moment. But Arsenal are apparently interested to maybe go there. But for you, the likelihood and the quality of this, though?
I mean, for likelihood, I think Arsenal need a new goalkeeper. And they shouldn't have got rid of Emi Martinez, like we were saying in the European podcast.
Yeah.
Stupid decision for Arsenal, and they're going to be wasting more money on a different goalkeeper. But don't get me wrong, he is a good goalkeeper on his day, winning the Eredivisie every single season pretty much. But he hadn't had too much action this season because of the drugs test failing.
Yeah.
For likelihood, I'll give him a quality first. He's a good goalkeeper. I'll give him a 7. But for likelihood, I think it would be a really strange move if they did, because they don't know too much about Onana this season. Hasn't played too much, and I don't get why they would get him. To be honest, because I think Emi Martinez has showed and proven why he's a better goalkeeper than Onana.
Yeah.
To be honest. So, I think Arsenal are just in the mud right now and thinking, why did we sell Martinez? Because you're clowns, that's why. And, for likelihood, I'll give it a 4 because I don't think it'll happen.
Yeah.
Because they don't know too much about him this season. And failing a drug test, that's a big, big deal, that is, and it could happen again. You never know, and you don't want to influence young players to do that with a goalkeeper that's done that coming in.
Yeah,
it'd be a stupid signing.
Yeah, to be honest, realistically, you can't even play football until February. So if you sign him in the summer, you're not even going to be able to use him until just after halfway into the season, which doesn't really make any sense really as a signing. I think if anything, they're actually more likely to go back to Brighton and try and sign Matty Ryan on a permanent, if anything, than that, I'd say, to be honest. So for me, I'd say likelihood, I don't see there being any chance of this happening. With the failed drugs test and with being with Ajax in the Eredivisie, not seeing as much of him, I say a 3 for likelihood. Quality, I don't think there's much quality in it either, because Eredivisie is nowhere near the same level as the Prem. But it's not just that; it's also the drugs test, man. I mean, he makes him seem unreliable and a bit untrustworthy. And for me, that's a massive issue. So for quality, I give you a 3 as well, man. I just don't go there, to be honest. I think is the summary from both of us, really. If we're talking to the Arsenal board right now, don't go there, I'd say.
Yeah.
But final thing before we finish the pod, and it's, will Jose be successful at AS Roma? Now, for you, do you think I've got I've got two questions here really for you. Now the first one is similar to the transfer rumour setup that we have, because the first one is for you quality out of 10 for Roma getting Jose as their new manager, but also the next one is how long do you think he'll be in that job before getting sacked, and do you think he could help Roma challenge for a title next season? They're the ones I've got for you. So, starting off with the first one though, quality out of 10 from Roma picking Jose as their manager, getting Jose in for you.
I mean, I think Jose always has that good stature, set like being a good manager, play like always in the Premier League and that.
Yeah.
Being like teams like United, Tottenham, Chelsea, and etc.
Yeah.
And he's won the UCL with Porto, but that's in his early days.
Yeah.
But he's bringing good managerial stature into a Roma club who's I'd say he's doing not the best this season. Obviously, getting the semi-final of the Europa League's a good achievement. But other than that, they haven't really done much this season. And bringing in Jose is a really good boost because they can boost their mentality as much. Bringing in a really good manager. And I think most people have said, I think it's Jose's time up in the Premier League and he needs to find somewhere else. And he's done that. And doing it that quick as well is really... I give credit to Jose. I think that he's done really well to get a job.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Quicker time. Superb. So I'm going to give it an 8 for quality. Really good manager. Proven himself because he's won the Premier League and the Champions League.
Yeah.
And I think is a really good appointment for Roma.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, moving on to the next question then, which I got for you. As of right now, Roma's sitting about 7th in the Serie A. A bit of a disappointing season for them in terms of the Serie A because this is a team that wanted to start challenging for the title a bit more, and they've just fallen below par, really. So I'd say for you, the next question I've got for you is, it's a little bit 2-1 really, but for you, where could you see Roma finishing at the end of next season under Jose? And also, could they put up a title challenge? It's really 2 goes into 1 really, because whatever your prediction is sort of reveals what your answer is to if they could put up a challenge, but you know.
I think Jose, next season, because he's going to get appointed next season.
Yeah.
I think he'll bring good defensive qualities. So I think that this will bring on a top 4 title charge. Them playing really good football, going to top 2, maybe even first, but they'll slip a bit more. Going to the 4th, 5th area.
Yeah.
But that would be classed as a good season since of last season, of being 7th.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think it would be a good season. They probably... Is it do the top 4 get UCL? Or...
yeah, that's why now that Roma is 7th, it's confirmed they can't get UCL.
Yeah. So I think he'll achieve top 4 for Roma. And it'll be good to see because, Roma are a good side, aren't they? They've got history and all that.
Yeah, they've got a very good history.
So that'll be good. And he's working with players that he's either played against a lot or has been with alongside, like Chris Smalling, for example.
Yeah. And
playing against the likes of Dzeko and... another player, a forgotten man, at Man United, of Mkhitaryan.
Yeah.
So it would be interesting, but You can see some of the qualities of Roma, like Dzeko. I mean, he is getting older, but he can still find the net. I mean, Chris Smalling, I think he needs to improve a bit more because at the United game he was woeful.
Yeah,
but I think he'll be successful in the Serie A, Jose. I think since the football's a bit slower as well, he'll be getting used to that as well.
Yeah, fair enough. I think the Serie A being slower actually suits Jose's playstyle, to be honest.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I'd say quality. I think he could actually work off quite well, Jose in the Serie A, and just how quickly they've done it. I mean, talk about quality from Jose's part, how quickly he's got a job. Also, quality from Roma's behalf because they've acted so quickly. I mean, literally weeks after he's been sacked, they're getting him in the office, trying to get him as manager. So that's also quite good work from Roma. I'd say quality. I'd say it's really solid. I think it could actually help Roma. I think you can never be too certain though with anything, but I'll give it a 7. I think it is solid. For me, I think Jose next season can get Roma. I think he can get them 4th. I think if Juventus keep players like Ronaldo and and Inter Milan and AC Milan keep similar squads to what they have right now, I think it'll just be a little bit too hard for Roma to break into the top 3. But I think they can get a solid 4th place. Get UCL, still be a big improvement from this season, and I think they'll definitely push a lot more in. Because next season, with where they are right now, they're looking like they're just going to get Europa League for next season. So I reckon they could push quite far in the Europa League a lot more. I reckon he could actually take him to a final in the Europa. I'm not saying he'd win it, but I reckon he could take him to the next level, take him to a final.
Yeah.
So for me, I'd say 4th place and a Europa League final is what I'd say I reckon he can do next season. And that'd be really good for AS Roma. So I do think Jose could be successful at AS Roma. I do think it's a decent pickup from Roma, but I suppose time will tell. But saying that is everything for today's podcast. So we hope you enjoyed listening to it because we certainly enjoyed making it. If you did enjoy listening to it, then please like and subscribe. If you've got any thoughts, comments, ideas, suggestions, tips, or anything else, then just put it in the comment section below. Please do click the bell button as well, because I literally forgot about that and has reminded us yesterday because I forgot as well.
Yeah.
So please do that as well, and I'm gonna go to Ethan to see if there's anything he wants to add before we go.
Yeah. So that's the end of the podcast. And yeah, we're going to be doing a Stoke review. No preview because there's no games. But I won't give away too much about the result. In this because it's the Premier League podcast, not the Championship or Stoke.
Yeah.
So we'll be doing that tomorrow night. Hopefully, get it out late Sunday.
Yeah.
And subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment anything down below, and put that notification bell on. And hope you enjoyed the video.
Yeah, so we'll see you in the next one, guys.
In a bit.
Oh!